everything in my regular Sephora. All the people know me and they all know that I'm on a no buy, so they see me and they're like, how's it going? And I'm like, how do you think it's going? Why, hello. So today I'm going to be discussing my no buy with you and kind of why I decided to do a no buy for the year of 2020. I'm also going to be sharing my empties for the month of January and showing you my products that I've been loving and using the most every day. I'm not talking that much about the products themselves in the video. I wanted it more to be focused on what I'm doing this no buy for and why. But all the products that I am using will be listed down below if you're interested in checking them out. Please like and subscribe before you finish watching this video so you don't forget, because it's super important, and I am very excited and hopefully gonna be seeing your faces a whole lot more because I'm trying to post more regularly. So I appreciate you watching the video, and keep watching if you'd like to see why I'm on a no buy, because I have a shopping habit, what products I've used, and what products I use literally every day. So check it out. If I'm looking off to the left, I do have a mirror set up over here, so I'm gonna try to look at the camera, but as I'm gonna discuss, I'm kind of new to YouTube and I'm still learning, so don't come for me because I'm looking over to the left or looking in the viewfinder to make sure that I'm in frame, okay? So I'm doing this no buy, and the rules of the no buy specifically are that I am not to buy any beauty products for an entire year, which sounds crazy to a lot of people. I feel like when I tell a lot of people that, they're like, that's so long. Do you have enough products to get you that far? And I'm like, honestly, yes. And that's the problem, is there's a few things that yes, I will have to replenish, but for the most part, yeah, I'm gonna have no issue making it an entire year without buying new beauty products, and that's just crazy. And it's not, I want to make it clear that like I've already accepted that I'm never going to be the person that has a minimalist collection or has a minimalist like beauty makeup bag that all fits in one little like tote, like takeaway bag. That's never going to be me, and that's not necessarily who I'm even trying to be. I love beauty and I love makeup products and I love just like exploring and trying new things, so reducing it all down to one little tiny bag is not the goal here. The goal here is to use up all these products that I have. I've purchased so many things and I honestly just don't use them enough, and I purchase more than I need to. So the point of this is to use the products that I already have to actually get use out of them and use them up so that they don't expire. But it's also to kind of realize what products I actually truly love and why, to make my makeup collection more of a curated and like specialized collection. Not that I'm just like buying willy-nilly to buy. I genuinely do feel like I already am pretty good about my purchases, but I do feel like, having gone through my makeup collection recently, I have thinned it out and got rid of a bunch of stuff before this no buy, and just recently this weekend I went through it again to just kind of make sure that I had gotten rid of stuff that I wasn't using. I'm also wanting to find the products that I truly trust and truly think are worth spending the money on, so that one, I can enjoy them, two, I can recommend them to other people and explain that truly I have tried other things and this is something that I find is worth my money. So I don't know, it's just gonna be a little bit of a learning process here, because I want to reduce my spending overall. But I think that a lot of the times people go on no buys and they're like, oh, it's gonna be horrific, like I'm not gonna be able to do it. And yeah, I've now made it 1 month into my no buy. Sorry, my hair looks just insane, but I've already made it 1 month into my no buy, and I'll admit that the first month, I'm hoping, is the hardest. I feel accomplished, and I was tempted so many times to break my no buy, but I didn't, and I'm proud of myself for sticking through and not breaking it. And I am hoping that it's gonna be easier and easier, and then it will get to a point where when I'm done with my no buy, I don't feel guilty for buying new products. I don't want to feel like, oh, I already have one of this, I cannot buy another one until I finish this one. That's not necessarily the goal here. As I said, I want to be able to have a collection of things, but I just don't want to have it in excess. I feel like people have these collections that are just like massive and sprawling, and the thing is that appealed to me for a long time, and I still, in certain ways, like, do I want to receive PR from all my favorite brands? Absolutely. Do I want to have a dedicated beauty room? Absolutely. Those are things that I still want, but I just want to be a little bit more conscious about where I'm putting my money and why I'm doing it. And I feel like too, I've become really interested in the clean beauty scene. And that's something that I feel like is just kind of starting to take off in a more mainstream way, where brands are realizing, oh, our consumers want this and are demanding this. And so the thing is like clean beauty a few years ago, it was really, really hard to find products in my shade range, and definitely deeper than my shade range, but it was hard to find products that I felt excited about in the clean beauty sphere, where now I feel like people are realizing, oh, there's a demand for this, and a bunch of brands are pumping out things, but we're still having issues with brands that are not cruelty free, or brands that are formulating with just a bunch of like filler and fragrance and stuff like this, that it's just frustrating. But that's kind of what I want to do with this no buy too, is realize, okay, there's a lot of brands out here that are really stepping up and I'd like to try them out. What can I use in my current makeup collection that's similar? And when I end up using it up, is that something that I want to repurchase? Or is that something that I'd rather look elsewhere for and get the effect through a different product? So I don't know. I was doing a lot of reading before I ultimately decided to go on the no buy, and people were just talking about how the beauty industry itself, I'm trying to think, I want to look it up on my phone, but it was something crazy like the beauty industry is supposed to reach like $500 billion this year. It's something crazy. Yeah, the beauty industry is valued at $532 billion and is on a rapid upward trajectory, according to a new report from retail analytics firm Edited. This is from the Business Insider. And then it's just talking about trends that will make it even bigger. I'm not a huge business person, I don't know all that, but over $500 billion is in this industry. So the thing is that people put so much money into it. Brands should be putting out products that are good for their consumers. And I don't know, I'm getting more and more like angry and frustrated because I'm feeling like, as a consumer, and as a consumer that wants to consume, I am someone that wants to buy these products and enjoy them and review them and look at, you know, the production process and look at the ingredients that are put into them and all this stuff. This is stuff that truly excites me and I'm willing to spend the money. But we have brands that are formulating with stuff that just isn't good for you, first of all. But second of all, brands that are just throwing out new releases like every other week. And I know a lot of people in the beauty community have talked about this and have said that it's just gotten to a point where like it doesn't feel like these releases are special anymore. And that's something that I definitely have felt, and that kind of inspired my no buy process, because I felt like, wow, I'm going out and I'm spending all the time spending on these releases and launches that just don't feel that well thought out. And then people, you know, everyone's like, oh, I have to get the newest release from this brand, and then everyone wants to review it, and there was this intense like panic anytime anything was released to get your video up first or get your review up first so that you could, you know, somehow make it. I don't know, I think that that's something that's definitely another video. It's a whole kind of like bucket of worms that I'm opening right now, but it's this thing where it's like people have been saying it's not sustainable, something has got to change. The beauty community is just this huge balloon basically that's eventually going to pop because it's so oversaturated, because there's so many people that are passionate about it. And so I feel like no buys and the clean beauty shift and kind of the current state of the beauty community is that shift. I think that we're watching it happen right now. even if people may not realize, they keep saying, you know, this needs to happen, this needs to happen. I think it's already happening. I think it's currently transitioning, because the thing is that there's never going to be a time where people are going to be like, okay, I don't want to review beauty products anymore. I don't want to try anything new. I'm just going to stick with my products that I have, and that's it. Maybe for some people, but not for all people. I know that to be true. So I think the shift that needs to happen is with the brands, and to get the brands to do that, the consumers need to say something, and I think that they have. People have been realizing more and more and learning more and more about what goes into their products and voicing their opinions when brands just continue to pump things out, and people are saying, you know, no, this is what we want, and I feel like the brands are finally starting to listen. So if that's the case, then you have to look within yourself and think, okay, well, what do I want to change then? Because for me, I would love YouTube and Instagram and social media in general, just sharing my passion for beauty on social media. I would love that to be my full-time job. So I don't know, and I luckily have connections with a lot of people that also want that, or are working towards that, or have achieved that, and I just feel like we have to adjust to this new beauty scene. And I think the way that you do that is that you just kind of go back to basics. What got me passionate and excited about YouTube, like from the very start, and it was people sharing techniques and tricks. I feel like that's not really as popular anymore, and I feel like that's what I enjoy most about YouTube, is that I've learned so much, not only in beauty, but just in everything. And anything that I don't know what to do or how to do it, I can find it on YouTube, which is crazy. And so I like YouTube, and I like beauty as more of a thing where you teach people, so it doesn't seem intimidating, because if you want to do it, you can. You don't need a crazy formal education. I don't have a formal beauty education, but I freelance and I got a job at Mac, and I do, you know, but like, you do all these things because you put in the time and energy into doing it because you love it and you're passionate about it. So I don't know, I feel like this is also a sidetrack. I really hate lining my waterline. I just like hate the sensation. I really hate it, but that's beside the point. But I don't know, I feel like I'm just gonna do my thing. I feel like I was focused a lot early when I started my YouTube on just growth. And the thing is like, at the end of the day, yes, I would love to grow and have this large channel and be able to do this full time. Maybe I'll never be able to do that. Maybe I am, but like, that shouldn't be your sole motivation. But I also don't like it when people are like, oh, you were wrong for saying that you want that. There's nothing wrong with saying that this is what you want to spend your life doing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I don't know. For me, I'm just trying to get a little bit more serious about posting more and allowing myself to kind of fail forward, as they say. But I don't know. I don't want to get off track. That's probably something else that I could discuss in a different video. But for this one specifically, I'm trying to use the no buy to continue to fail forward in a way where I was panicked, because I was like, well, I'm wanting to do this. I'm wanting brands to notice me and, you know, make this be a bigger part of my life. How are they going to react to me saying, okay, well, now I'm not buying products? Like, I was like, I don't know how that's going to go for me. I don't know how that's going to make brands want to go for me. But I think that the brands that I truly want to be associated with and the brands that I would long-term want to do collaborations with would have the same values and mindset that this shift kind of needs to happen, and already either formulate in the way that I'm wanting them to, or are realizing that that's a shift that they need to make and are in the process of doing so. So for me, with this no buy, my rules are, I don't really I guess none of that was really an intro. It's just kind of like all-inclusive, kind of telling you what's been going on in my head and what's kind of up with this no-buy and why we're getting to this point. But my no-buy is that I'm, for an entire year, not buying beauty products. And that's makeup, skincare, body care, hair care, like all of it. Unless I truly cannot replace it in my beauty collection with something else. But I want that to actually be like a necessity item that I would need to replenish. And I don't mean like, oh, I'm out of glitter, but it's more so like if I run out of a certain eyeshadow or like pan and eyeshadow in a palette, like I have a ton of other ones, I'm not gonna go and like repurchase that palette or repurchase like something to replenish that. That's kind of my move to then move on to the next thing and try more, if that makes sense. So there are a few things that I already know, like skincare wise. I'm obsessed with the Youth to the People cleanser, and I don't know if I'll be able to make it a year with what I currently have. I don't use a whole lot. They tell you to use a whole lot more than I feel like you actually need to use. But if that runs out during the snow buy, even if it's not, so my idea here is that I don't purchase anything for a year. My kind of like wiggle room in that is I'm allowing myself to shop during the Sephora sale, and that doesn't mean only at Sephora, but that's the only time during the year that I will allow myself to shop for any beauty products. So during the Sephora sale, because there's usually 3 a year, I can shop at Sephora. They have 20% off for Rouge. So I'm allowed to shop at Sephora, but that doesn't mean that I get to go in there and just go buck wild and buy everything that I've been holding off on for the duration of my no buy. That would negate the point of it. That's to repurchase things. Ideally, I could line it up so I could repurchase my Youth to the People cleanser then if it runs out, or something else that like I genuinely would need, like, I don't know, translucent powder or something like that. But it's not the time for me to just be like, okay, let me like get all the things that I've been lusting over and wanting. That's not the point. But during that, I'm also allowed to obviously buy from other sites if I want, because I'm not someone who only shops at Sephora. So I kind of wanted to build that in. This is my first time ever doing a no buy, and I wanted to have just a tiny little security blanket, because I am genuinely trying to do this for an entire year, which is a long time. So I wanted to have at least one little safety built in so that I just don't absolutely lose my mind or, you know, decide that it's too hard and then stop. I really want to stick to it. So I felt like that was a way that I would be able to keep myself in it. So we will see. It's been a hard first month so far. It's been very hard. I've been going into Sephora and like touching everything in my regular Sephora. All the people know me and they all know that I'm on a no buy, so they see me and they're like, how's it going? And I'm like, how do you think it's going? It's going terrible. But I just, that's helped a little bit. I don't know if that would work for everyone, but for me, that kind of like staves off my literal addiction and need to go in there and like do things. I don't know. I feel like that calms me and at least lets me feel like I went in and I did it and I don't have to buy. Or if there's something that I'm just freaking obsessing over, I can get a sample of it and usually that can calm me down. So yeah, the exceptions: Sephora sale time to repurchase items or purchase new things that are actually necessary. I was initially going to build in the exception of limited edition items. However, that kind of goes into what I was discussing previously about brands pumping out things, is I feel like brands have continued to pump out so many new products and people are getting so overwhelmed that now the brand strategy to get you to buy it is, oh, well, this is limited edition. And that's so exhausting because it's like now that continues to kind of fall into the fact where I don't feel like releases are well thought out because they don't have to be, because they're just limited edition. And so then they're like, oh, well, you better buy this because, you know, it's only going to be here for so long. And so everyone scrambles to buy it because it's a item from their favorite brand. I don't know. I'm just a little sour right now. I'm a little soured over how brands have been handling things lately in the beauty world. And so, I don't know. I had initially told myself that I was allowing myself to purchase any limited edition thing that I truly, truly wanted. I think we're just gonna have to take that case by case, because it seems as though limited edition once upon a time used to mean truly limited in that, yes, there's a limited number of it, but also limited in the fact that those were limited releases. That wasn't happening all the time. So we'll see. I'm using the Ardell Soft Touch Trios. This is a new thing that I've been loving. And it's kind of a popular trend now. People are calling it like the like fox eye tutorial or whatever, but like I just put a couple of these on the ends of my eyes. And I forgot, I also have been taking a little bit of the darker shadow. And again, I'll have everything linked below if you're actually interested in any of these. I'm not pressuring you to buy them, obviously, because I'm sitting here talking about a no buy. You don't need any of these products, but if you're curious and you want to buy them, then they'll be linked below. But I've been liking doing that and pulling in my inner corners to just give it a more cat eye effect. And the palette I was using for that is the NATASHA DENONA CAMEL. Yeah, CAMEL palette. And then, I apologize, my nose is kind of running. I don't know why. I'm gonna take my hair down so I look less terrifying. Oh, okay. And then we will do some really quick lashes. I'm throwing mascara. Essence Lash Princess. This stuff is so good. It's like $4, and I have a bunch of high-end mascaras that I've tried, and I like this one more, which is just crazy to me. So I'm gonna just go in with this really quickly. Sorry, it's very hard to do mascara and talk at the same time, but like, I hope that will focus. I love the effect that it gives on my lashes. It's not too clumpy, but it's definitely still like voluminous and dramatic, and I just feel like it really makes my lashes stand out. So I tallied up also how much I spent at Sephora last year, and at Sephora alone, I literally can't even tell you the number because I'm embarrassed by it. And I don't mean embarrassed like, oh, I spent $500. I'm so shocked and embarrassed. Like, more than that. Upwards of $1,000, okay? Upwards of $1,000, because you have to spend $1,000 to maintain their rouge status. So, under $5,000, but over $1,000. This is almost the finished look. My everyday lip that I've been loving right now is the YSL collab with Zoe Kravitz. This is in the shade Maris's Nude. I think it's for named after Zoe's godmother. But it's a perfect everyday effortless nude. And I just keep this in my purse and I love it so much, and it's super hydrating. My camera quit recording out of nowhere. I love that for me. But this is the finished look. If you can see, I used the MAC Dazzle Shadow, I believe. Let me see. Dazzle Shadow liquid in the shade Flash and Dash, and that's what's glittery on my main like inner crease color. So I really love that. I will be posting everything that I use down below. You definitely could recreate this with these products or other products that you have in your collection though. So there will be plenty of more no-buy videos in the future. I'm gonna do at least one a month, kind of updating you. I also am trying to do like a empties. I think I could do it all in one. So like a month update of how the no-buy has been going, kind of do like a favorites in that, and also do an empty. So wait 1 second, I'm gonna get my empties for this month. Okay, I'm back with my empties. So the first thing is actually a body care product. This is the Method Body Wind Down Body Wash. It's got chamomile, starflower, and blue lavender. This smells so freaking good. You can get it at Target. It's very affordable, but it's one of my favorite body washes, and I really like using it at night. It just makes me feel really relaxed and calm, and I love the smell. So highly recommend this body wash. I will be repurchasing it. And then I could do a skincare. So this is a mini from Youth to the People. It's their Adaptogen Deep Moisture Cream. She was well loved. I used the whole thing. I'm gonna recycle anything that can be recycled, and then this actually, you could recycle it, but I'm just gonna keep it and repurpose it. What I love about Youth to the People is that this is all their labels are printed in vegetable ink, so you can just scrub it off and repurpose them. So I'm definitely gonna keep this, and I did end up buying the full size of this, so highly recommend, love that. And then I have a continuous setting mist from Morphe. I love this. I love that it's an aerosol can, so it just has like the finest mist, and I love everything about this. I always have these. I have one more that I'm using that's almost done, and I have 2 backups because I bought it during a sale. You can usually get a good sale deal at Ulta where they're like, I think they're usually like 16 a piece roughly, and I got 2 for 22, so really good deal. And then this is the MAC Fix Plus spray. I don't know if I'll repurchase this. This has been like an OG go-to for me, but I've been really liking, oh, I didn't even spray. This is kind of taken over its spot, the Lila Bee Aglow Face Mist. I really love it. The only issue is that the size, you guys. I really hate how small the Lila Bee is, 1 ounce, and this is 3.4 fluid ounces, so it's a significant difference, but I'll show you. This has been my go-to setting spray lately, aside from the Morphe. And I just like how light and dewy and airy it is, and I love the finish that it gives on my skin. It's just very natural and fresh, and I like a more dewy kind of, why can't I think of the word? I can't think of it, it's gonna drive me nuts, but whatever. Dewy finish, oh my god. So, a dewy finish, I really like that. This I felt like gave me the same, but I like the Lila Bee one a little bit more, and it is clean, and I believe also cruelty free. So, winner winner. So there's that, and then another MAC product. This is their brush cleaner. I really like this stuff. I haven't found a brush cleaner that I like more than this. I do have another one already started in my drawer right now. So those are my empties for the month of January. I will check back with you at the end of February or early March whenever I get the February video recorded. Honestly, I'm very proud of myself. I'm gonna try to just stick to it and not feel insecure or weird about the fact that I am not very tech savvy when it comes to video editing, so you guys can go on this journey with me and me hopefully getting a lot better at it. But yeah, I really appreciate you watching my video. It would mean the world to me if you would like and subscribe down below. I know that's super annoying to say, but it does matter and it does help me. So if you would like to see more videos like this and other videos that I'm going to be putting out in the future, please do that. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon.